Today we're going to talk about Regain. Regain it's a search engine. It works like basically Google. The only thing as is actually described over here is that it doesn't work on the web, but it indexes and searches things inside your computer. And that can be used on Windows, Linux, or Mac. I'm using Mac, so I'm going to show you which version I downloaded. So far, to download it, you want to go and download here. There are different versions available. I have a Mac. A Mac is Linux-based, Unix-based software operating system, so I download the Linux version here. Once I downloaded that, I did it before, so that will go on my download folder. I unzip that, and to use it, I open over here I have a folder called Regain, as you can see. I open the regain.jar tool. So to use that, we open these. You cannot see here. You will open a new software, and it will have an icon on the top that I'm gonna try and see if I can Okay, I tried to modify the dimension of the screen, but it actually doesn't allow me to show the toolbar on the top. So what it will show, it's a toolbar on the top with a sign R, like an R over here or the R over here. That will allow to open a menu. Actually, that should come up here. I have the menu Search, Status, or Preferences. I'm gonna click on Preferences. Okay, now the preferences allow you to decide what you want to index, so that when you search for something, it will be searched inside the certain folder or not, as you can exclude some directories. It will be the search will be done inside of some websites that I added here, or some I can exclude those, or inside of the IMAP server. And the IMAP server can be the one that, for example, Google uses for emails. So, and then I just click on Save Preferences. So to add something, over here I have a folder called Johns Hopkins University, so JHU, and to get that address, I go on my folder here, press right click, I go on Informations, and this should be in the screenshot. Over here, this is the address, and I just simply add the name of the folder. I close it, I add it here, I write it down here, and then I click Add, and it will go here. And the same thing for websites. So here there are just 3 websites that talk about tablets, and as a proof of principle, basically you copy and paste the address in here, click Add, and then it will be added inside of this menu. And click at the end on Save Preferences. Then once the preferences are set, what I want to do, I want to check the status of it. The status tells me if an index of all the files that I have, or all the, let's say, the folders that are in the websites I identified that I wanted to index, it shows if that actually was done. As you can see, the interface, it's all a web interface. In this case, I'm using Google Chrome, so that should be, I think it should be pretty much similar for all the other browser that you have, if either that's Firefox or Internet Explorer. And what you want to do, you want to click on Start, and that will create an index of all the folders. Here it gives you an idea of what it's doing, and here it shows you what it actually does, and summarizes all the data that you have. To check if actually that's done, once it's done, you should check. You should have a message that says last update at a certain time, the size of the indexing file, and the number of documents that were counted. In this case, I did it at 9:30 p.m. So let's say that was done. Then now I want to do a search. So I click on Search. I wait for a second for that to open. Okay, here it works exactly like Google. Here I cannot change that, so that stays as it is, and it means that it simply orders the results by relevance. let's say I want to look for, so let's say tablet. So I click search or enter, and here it gives me based on those websites all the tablets, all the files, or addresses in this case, or the content of those pages that contains the word tablet. But now let's look for files. So let's look for genes. Let's look for the word computational. Computational. I click on search. So here it found all the documents that contain the word computational. Over here in green, now that the part I highlighted, that's the path to that file. So it says from the root directory which hierarchy of folders I have to go through in order to find this file. And there's a bunch of different files. Let's look for, let's say, homework. So here I have different files. In this case, in the folder Introduction for Bioinformatics, which is actually a course I took a couple of semesters ago. Same thing here. This is an RTF document. So just as a proof of principle, what I can do, I can just simply click on that, and it allows me actually to download that file, so that can be saved. I'm not going to save it now. Can be saved in my download folder, and I can open it as if basically I was browsing. So I think it's very quick. So we can, let's try with two words, Homo sapiens. Again, there we go. This file, I'm sorry, this is a file I was working on that contains the word Homo sapiens in the results. Again, it's in the folder Introduction to Bioinformatics. It was one of the homeworks I had to do. This is probably a FASTA file or something similar, because there is a whole sequence. So it looks not just simply at the name of the file, but also look at the content. Looks at the content, and that's something really important. I personally think that it's so quick because the algorithm that they use has been optimized really well, and it's instantaneous. So even in case it would be great to try to index a huge folder, maybe with hundreds or thousands of files, and see how quick that is. I don't have this kind of folders in my computer, so I cannot do it now. But I think the speed will be pretty much the same in both Windows and Mac. I have a Mac right now. It's pretty old. It has about 7 years. It's about 7 years old. I believe it could be relatively quicker on a new computer. For the graphical user interface, I admit I kind of like what I see in Mac when I'm able to see directly the list of files and the detailed description of it. These, I prefer honestly to see more files in a row, while over here I can see just simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 files in this case, and they are pretty much written in big font, and there is a description in there. I just simply, as a personal preference, prefer to see all the files, and then I decide which details I want to check out. However, this doesn't change that I believe it's a very efficient and useful software that can be used to monitor any kind of file we have in our computer. A very important point could be, for example, if you have a list of papers and we want to check papers that contain a certain gene. I'm not sure if I here have something. I can look maybe for let's say CD81, which is this one here, and see how many files it finds. So CD81, and as you have noticed, this is not case sensitive, so it means that I can write CD81 in this way, or I can write it CD81 in this way. It would still find it exactly as it is. I believe that if I want to look for a certain phrase, let's say CD81 molecule, I have to put it between quotes. That's a a common way of looking for exact phrases, and that still works. So I believe that could be very important for papers because we want to look for information related to that paper. And at the end, I believe it's a plus. Although I believe the graphical user interface could be slightly improved. They also have an option here called advanced search, and allows to search, let's say, always CD81, CD81, and allows you to search for all the kind of files. Let's say I want to look for an RTF file in case I have it, I'm not sure, and there was none. So let's say I still want to do another advanced search. I want to look for a PDF, and I call it homework. I should have that. Yep, so I still have homeworks here. That's the number of the file. If I click on those, it will still allow me to download it, and it looked just for the results that have a PDF extension. So that, again, that could be, demonstration could be very useful to narrow down the kind of file you're looking for, in this case, it's a paper or a PDF file. So again, at the end, it's a plus, and I hope this will help you choosing this software. Thank you.